Mm.
Does it show share screen option too? Anuman, can you see that?
Yeah, I can
You
see
see it
that,
on the
but
bottom.
yeah, I can see that, but when I try to share my screen, it's like completely disabled. I don't
Oh,
know
all
why
right.
it is happening. I think I can share the PDF,
Yes,
so it
please.
is. Yeah, can you
You can
please
mail
share
it
me?
to the ssfischool.com. Yes.
Okay,
Or
admin
to
at the.
yes.
Okay, admin. Yeah, I got the mail ID. I will send it. So, I have one question. So, if I send it to you, whether I have the access to just scroll up and down?
I don't think that would be.
Okay. I don't know. I'm so sorry about it. I really don't know why it is happening in the Zoom. Um, okay, let me try it one more time. I'm so sorry about it. I really don't know why it is happening here because it's showing completely disabled for me.
Can you try now?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Are you able to share?
Now be able to record the contents of your screen. It is
No,
asking.
ma'am. You can share the file.
Yeah.
Then one of them can play for you.
Yeah.
That's
One
best
second.
instead of trying again and
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. This is last chance. Is it okay? Whether
Yes.
you can see me?
Yes. Successful. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. I really don't know. Some miracle happened. Okay. Great. Okay. I got it. Okay, great. Yeah, welcome to all to the session. It's all about understanding child's developing brain. So why we have to understand the child's development? Like brain, we know it, right? Brain is the major part for each and every other work what we are doing. Means we are blinking the eyes because of the brain, because the brain is telling us to do it. The same thing, whatever the child is doing, everything is because of the child's developing brain. Okay, the child brain development will happen in different phases. It starts from the early age, from the zero, and it's going to happen till they turn 25 years. Okay, so that is what we are going to see at where what a 3-year-old can do, what a 5-year-old can do, and what else we can expect from them. We can't expect everything a 3-year-old can do at the same time. So what else we can expect and what are the different phases of the brain development, that is what we are going to see today. Okay, so before going for that, I will okay, just share a little bit about me. My name is Indumati, and I have 2 kids. And as like many other parents, even I want to spend some the early age with my kids. But when my child turned 1 year or 1.5 years, it was a bit hard for me to engage them. So then I started to read about early childhood education, and I started to do some bit of activities at home. Then that got my interest, and I started to do my certification in that. Then I became an early childhood educator. During the course of study, I came to know about the relationship between a means caretaker and the child. If that relationship is so positive, if that relationship is so healthy, then how it is helping the child's developing brain to have a beautiful life. So then I came to know about the positive parenting approach. How can we approach a child in a very positive way? So if we understand some few things, then we can change our parenting style and approach the child. Okay. So in the due course, I came to know about some 3 important things in a parenting. Okay. And I'm going to share that. So before going for that, I want to understand your perspective. So what is parenting? What we need in this journey? So can you please share any, there is no like a right or wrong answer. This is like open-ended question. I just want to know your perspective. Means what is parenting means to you and what we need in this journey. Maybe anyone can talk or you can put it in the chat also. What do you mean by parenting? And I'm like, parenting means I want to raise a disciplined child and I want to raise a human being and anything, whatever comes to your mind, just share whatever comes to your mind.
Parenting means we have to have the kid grow and learn, in a way that they learn good things.
Okay,
and they should also know what is bad, so that they will identify when they experience it.
Exactly. We are growing the child.
Yes.
I mean, growing,
Yeah, children, and also physical activity plus the homework and the discipline also, as you rightly said.
Yes.
As they grow, they will have these traits, in their memory, and they will continue to grow as a good human being.
Exactly. So, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. So, parenting is all about growing a healthy human being, an emotionally intelligent human being who can survive in this world with their good discipline and a positive way of approaching the world. Is that what you want to convey? I think I have understand in that way. Is it like you want to grow a disciplined human being, a healthy human being? Okay. Yeah, Miss Sylvia. Yeah. Please go ahead. What else you want to share about parenting?
Yeah, hi Indumati. I think that's a great question and a very introspective one. For me, I believe it's also understanding that a child is an individual first, as in they have their own needs and they think in a certain way. And I think as a parent, it's important that you don't allow your own expectations override that individual's need. That's my take on it.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. Kids are like, they are different human beings. They have different needs and they have different expectations. Definitely as a parent, we can't put our expectations on them. That's definitely a great answer. Thank you for that. And someone also raised the hand. I can't see the name. Anyone wants to go for any of your ideas?
Hi, Miss Indumati.
Yeah. Hi, Ranjini. Yeah.
I'm Ranjini, ma'am. My son is Vishnu. He's in a grade 1B at SSFI. Yes. I grew up in a household with a single parent. So, and along with that, my mother was a babysitter. So she didn't do the profession as a business. Rather, she looked after children through her whole heart. And all the kids still today, they call her Amma. That's what so there's a bond. So I've grown up seeing her look after like almost about 100 over kids. And we've had, till today, we have about 6 of them that still stay on with us. And also, when you look at parenting, I've seen my mother be a mother to other people's children. And I've seen my mother be a mother and a father to me and my elder brother. So on the whole, now being a mother of 2, I feel I tend to have expectations. So when I try to force it onto my son, because he's given the freedom to talk, and he gets it a lot from his grandmother here. So he turns around and tells me, Mama, listen here, I understand you, but you must understand it's my choice. So don't force me to do it. You see, so for me, what I believe is respecting, learning to understand, although they are younger to us, but we should throw away that the idea of age and learn to respect them as human beings, because they are developing, and how we are is what they will eventually be. And if we can really set a good example, it will have it'll be a good mirror for them to grow up and, to present themselves in the world. That's what I did.
Yeah, exactly. You have, cleared perfectly what else parenting is about. They are different human beings and they have different opinions, and we have to respect. That's what that's one of the basic point in a parenting. And thank you so much, Ranjini, for sharing that. And yes, so okay, then that's perfect. I got different opinion and everything is perfectly fine. And okay, so to have a positive parenting, this opinion may differs between a person to person, but this is what I am having in my parenting journey and what else I went through in my course. It's like, to have a positive parenting, we can have 3 steps. 3 different things. First one is understanding our own emotions, whatever we are having inside our mind. If we are calm, then we can definitely grow a calm child. I hope we can easily see that, right? The child doesn't want to sit and learn many things, but they observe us and they do it. Exactly, right? If we are shouting, definitely they will shout back. If we are calm, definitely they are very calm. So first thing in a parenting is understanding our own emotions and not to force the child. This is the first main point in a parenting. And second one is understanding the basics of child brain development. That is what we are going to see today. Understanding the basics of child brain development, because brain is like I can easily say, like, brain is like a plant. Okay, brain is like a plant. If we put the seed, it will take time. It will take its own time to develop. Same thing with the child brain also, because child's brain will develop in different phases. We can't expect a 3-year-old to do everything. We can't expect a 5-year-old to do everything. So what else we can expect from a 4 or 5-year-old? Okay, we are going to see that today, but that is what we have to understand. If we understand that, definitely we can reduce our expectations. That is the second point in parenting. The third point is positive guidance. So whenever the child is doing something, it is definitely we have to put our positive words towards the child to make them understand, instead of doing any punishments. If we punish them, then definitely they are going to learn punishments is the best way to discipline anybody, right? So if we are very calm and if we understand their brain development and if we put our positive words, definitely we can raise a emotionally intelligent human being. Okay, these 3 steps are more important in our positive parenting. And in these 3 steps, we are going to see the second step today. Basics of child brain development. Okay. So the first thing in understanding the child brain development. So whenever the child is doing something, for example, whenever the child is not eating food, whenever the child is not sleeping well, what we'll do, we'll just maybe go to the internet or ask somebody like, how to make a child to eat the food, how to make the child to sleep. So for each and every other questions, we'll get some 10 different answers. We may put some answers and we may try different things with our child, but something we may get an output, but sometimes we won't get the output. So instead of going for a how, we have to check why my child is doing that. Why my child is not eating the food? Why my child is not reading at this moment? Why my child is not sleeping? So that is the main answer is child brain development. Okay. For example, I can easily say that. So for example, as a parent, we may have the hair fall. Okay. This is one simple practical example. Okay. We are having the hair fall. Normally what we'll do, we'll just go to the internet and we'll see how to reduce the hair fall. And another problem we may have, like we won't get a regular sleep, and we may go on internet and we may see like how to get a regular sleep. And for each and everything, we'll get different answers, but we may apply everything, but nothing will work out. But if we just take one blood test, we may, why it is happening? Because maybe our iron levels are low. Maybe our thyroid is very low. Because of that, we are getting all the problem. If we solve that, then all the problems will get solved on its own. The same thing. If we understand the child brain development, then we can find answers for all the child behaviors. Why my child is shouting? Why my child is throwing things? Why the child is not studying at this time? Everything is because of the brain development. Okay, that is what we are going to see today. First one, the key steps in brain development. Okay, there are two key steps in the brain development. First one, we have to give a safe and secure environment for the brain. Okay, if the brain is having a safe and secure place, then it will go to the next point of development. If we give a positive guidance, the brain will feel so safe. Okay, this place is safe for me. My mom is very safe for me. I can share everything with my parent. They become more emotionally independent children if they feel the place is safe for them. But instead of doing that, if he started to shout, if he started to scold them, if he started to beat them, then at that time the brain will feel like, no, this place is not safe for me. Then the development definitely frees at that moment. Okay, as a parent, definitely we have to give a positive way of safe and security for the brain. Okay, how can we give that positive environment for the brain? We are going to see that. Okay, next one is basics of brain science. This is the only basics of brain science which is more important. Okay, if you have any doubt on this, definitely please ask me. Okay, so we know, right, brain is important for each and every other actions. So for our emotional development, we'll take a brain as two different chambers. Okay, we'll keep this palm as a brain. Okay, this is the downstairs brain and this is the upstairs brain. Okay, the downstairs brain is the responsible for our basic actions like blinking of the eye or whatever we are talking. I mean, regular actions, our emotions, why we are getting angry, everything is because of the downstairs brain. So why we are getting angry? Because whatever things happen, our downstairs brain will get triggered. That is why we are getting angry. The child is throwing something, we are getting triggered because of the downstairs brain. That's why we are shouting at the child. Okay, and not only the child, even in our relationships also, whatever things happening, suddenly our downstairs brain will get triggered. That's why we are getting more angry. That's why we are shouting. How can I calm down myself? If we take a moment, if we take a deep breath, what will happen? This upstairs brain will automatically connect with the downstairs brain. Okay, then we start to think in a logical way. Why I am shouting right now? Whether I can solve it without shouting. So the upstairs brain is mainly for the logical thinking. We have to connect our brain to think logically all the time. Then only we can stop the shouting. Okay, this is the basics of the brain science, and this is very common for every single human being. Okay, if we think only with the downstairs brain, we definitely shout all the time. But if we take a moment, if we take a deep breath, then at that moment, our upstairs brain will connect with the downstairs brain. Then we can start to think in a logical way. Okay, this is the very basic thing for brain development. So why I'm talking about this? Because this is the same thing with the child brain also. Okay, the child brain always stand like this. They always think with their emotional thing. They always think with their downstairs brain. Okay, they can't think with the logical brain until they turn 3 years old. Okay, that is why the child is throwing things. That is why the child is crying. That is why the child is shouting all the time. Everything is because of the downstairs brain triggers. Okay, as a parent, if we help them, then what will happen? They can easily connect their logical brain. Then they start to very calm. Okay, this is a very basics for a brain development. Okay, so if you have any doubts in this, definitely please ask me, because this is what needed for understanding the child brain, because always they get triggered with the downstairs brain. That is why they are shouting. That is why they are, crying. That is why they are throwing things. But yeah, Miss Livia.
Sorry, I just wanted to clarify. Are we allowed to ask questions in between, or are you reserving questions at the end?
If you are having any questions related to this topic, definitely please ask me. So it is easy to clarify.
Okay, so then I have a question at this point. So as a parent, how can we help them connect their logical brain to their emotional brain? In the sense, what are some practical steps that I can take to control, the downstairs brain?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. That is definitely a great question. And in the next slide, I'm going to explain that. Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to explain that, because that is what really needed. Okay, so they are shouting because of the means downstairs brain. Okay, so whenever your child is shouting, just think they are shouting because of the downstairs brain. And as a parent, we are going to help them to connect with the logical brain. Okay, so is it fine? If we do that, then we are giving them a very safe and secure environment for whole brain development. Okay. Okay, this is the stages for brain development. Okay, so lower brain, that is the downstairs brain. Till they turn 3 years old, only the downstairs brain is the upper hand. They can't think with their logical brain. Okay, that is why if a 2-year-old or 2.5-year-old, they cry for many things because they are still exploring and they can't complete many things. That's why they are crying all the time. We know it, right? We can easily understand. And that's why they are pulling our hair, they are hitting us. Nothing is related to behavioral problem at that moment. It is because of the brain development. That is why they are doing it. Okay. So after 3 to 7 years, I hope most of your kids are between 3 to 7 years, right? So 3 to 7 years, the feelings and emotions, that is the main criteria for a brain development. They have lots and lots of emotions. They cry for everything. They just shout at us. They may say like, you are a very bad mommy. Don't talk to me. I want to stay alone. They say everything. And everything is very, very common because their brain is developing to understand the emotions. Okay. And as a parent, for example, I can take the crying. I can take the crying as an example. Okay. Whenever the child is throwing or whenever the child started to cry, okay, at that moment, they are crying because their downstairs brain got triggered. Okay. At that moment, if we become a whole brain, if we are very calm, we can go to them, we can hug them, we can touch them, because physical touch is more important for a child to calm them. Okay. If we give any physical touch, maybe touch them here or give a small hug, that is more than important to calm themselves. Once they become calm, they can easily connect their upstairs brain with the downstairs brain. Okay, this is a very simple method and definitely it will work most of the times. Okay, for crying, this is the best method. Go to them, hug them, or just touch them. One physical touch is more than enough. So they, instead of getting triggered with the downstairs brain, they can easily connect with their upstairs brain. And they become so calm. So once they connect their upstairs brain, then we can definitely talk with them. Okay. So if they cries, if we are like this, instead of very calm, if we started to shout at them, they will shout at us, and we can scold them, they will scold us. And at the end, we are not allowing the child's brain to develop. We are not allowing the child to use the whole brain. Okay. If it happens in the early age like this, then once they become 15 years or 20 years, the same thing is going to happen for them. If they get triggered because of any outside environment, they don't know how to connect their upstairs brain. Even at the outside environment also, they may shout, they may fight, or they can just do something else, and they don't know how to connect with their upstairs brain. We as a parent, definitely we have to do it in the early age. Okay, so if we have a child between 3 to 7 years old, whatever they are doing, everything is because of the brain development. Okay, don't connect everything with a behavioral problem. They are still understanding what the emotions they are going through. They definitely need our warmth. They definitely need our empathy. They definitely need a safe environment to develop the brain. Okay, is it okay, Ms. Sylvia, ma'am? Is it okay for your question? I don't know. Okay, so you have anybody is having any doubts in this, or you want me to explain it one more time, or we can go ahead? Yeah, Mr. Kalimuthu.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, many times my child is shouting at us. You don't understand. I tell you, when their friends beat, they come and complain, and he's his friend. So you don't want us to scold them or fight against them. Whereas he comes and tells, and he says, he shows his anger. I don't know how to control his anger, actually.
I mean, yeah, anger management, right? How old is your child?
Yeah, he's 7 years now.
Okay, 7 years. 7 years is a perfect age, actually. If he is angry, definitely you don't have to talk to him at that moment. Just give him some emotional support. If he is angry, give him some emotional support. That is more than important, because he knows how to solve the problem. He just needs some empathy from us. He just needs some emotional support from us. Don't shout at them. I mean, whatever happens, let it happen. But at that moment, definitely give them maybe a hug. As I said, maybe a hug, or I'll just tell them like, I can understand what you are going through. Just take a moment, then we can definitely solve the problem. Only with this line may cool him down. Yes, definitely they get angry. definitely they get angry, because that is very, very common, because still they are working with their emotions.
And moreover, the kids, my kid, we are both parents are working, and he is alone for more time.
Okay.
And he watches this YouTube, good one only, but still we are afraid of. So
Okay.
I don't know how to control this YouTube in the phone. He's using very, very, more time he spends in that. Other than the
Okay.
classroom time, he's going to the phone or the computer. He switches on and he looks at YouTube more often.
Yes, I can understand. It's like completely different topic what we are talking, but to control the screen time, whether have you tried any other method to engage him, any other activities, whether he is interested in doing that, any activities like maybe any art, science?
No, true. We put him for the sports, the tennis kind of the extracurricular activities. Plus, he's playing with the friends. When he's playing with the friends, he don't look at the computer. He don't spend. When when they are in the class, he cannot go and play with them. So he started watching the YouTube. He spent more time, I believe.
Okay. So if we have any restrictions for only for 1 hour, he can watch, just tell him clearly, like put a positive boundary in that. No, in our family, we can watch only for 1 hour. So after that, we have to engage in something else. That is like putting him on positive boundary upfront. After 1 hour, don't go and shout at him. But instead of doing that, maybe in the morning time itself, just put him a positive boundary. No, in our family, we are not going to watch after 1 hour. We have to find some other ways to engage ourselves. I know this is very, this is very common.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my question is related to the brain development, because if he's watching more YouTube, will it affect brain development or?
It's not like it will affect the brain development. Maybe only one thing, if he is watching too much of videos or something, maybe he won't get chance to do any of his imaginary work, any innovative work.
Yeah, exactly. You are right.
He can't go and innovate something new on his own. It's not about it is going to affect his brain or something. Maybe he is learning something from the videos, but innovative work or imaginary work may definitely affect because of this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, please.
மேம் ஆக்சுவலி எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட். இப்போ வந்துட்டு மார்னிங் வந்து இப்போ ஃபுட் அப்படின்னா எடுத்துட்டா, மார்னிங் டிஃபன் எடுத்துட்டாலும், ஆஃப்டர்நூன் லஞ்ச் எடுத்துட்டாலும், நைட் டின்னர் சாப்பிடும் போதும், அந்த 3 டைம்ஸ்மே அவன் சாப்பிடும்போது அவனுக்கு அந்த டிவியோ இல்ல அவனுக்கு போனோ ஏதோ ஒண்ணு கையில கொடுத்துதான் ஆகணும். அது இல்லாம அந்த ஃபுட் வந்து போறதே கிடையாது. அதுக்கு மேல ஏதாவது திட்டினா அந்த ஃபுட் அதுக்கப்புறம் ரெண்டு இட்லி சாப்பிடுற இடத்துல ஒரு இட்லி தான் வந்துட்டு சாப்பிடுறான். சோ அதை சொல்லும் போது வாமிட் பண்றான். அது எதனால அப்படிங்கறது டாக்டர்கிட்ட கூட்டிட்டு போய் செக் பண்ணாலும் டாக்டர் ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க, நார்மல் தான் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. பட் அந்த டிவி பார்க்காம சாப்பிட்டா வாமிட் பண்றோம். அது எதனால இப்போ வரைக்கும் அது ரீசனே எனக்கு தெரியல.
ஓகே, இது வந்து okay, okay, I can tell in English also. Okay, no problem. I don't know everybody can understand Tamil.
Okay.
Actually, main thing is enna abinaka. Okay, main thing is he is connecting the food with TV. He is connecting the food with screens. First thing is he has to start enjoy the food. Okay, for that you have to stop giving him screens. Maybe you can do different things like have a family meal together and put him a positive boundary. He is relating the food with screens. That is the main problem here. If you are not giving screen, he is like, I don't want the food. That is the problem here. For this, definitely we need a positive. This is completely different topic. So if you want some answers, definitely you can connect with me. I will share my mail ID and I will share my different contact details, and I can share things because this is completely different topics, and that's why I want to. But main thing is he is connecting the food with screens. That we have to just break the connection right now. If we break the connection, then definitely instead of going towards the TV, he will come towards the food. That is the main point. That's why he's like, so if you're not giving TV, I don't want the food. That's why he is vomiting.
If any other ஏதாவது ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போதும் அந்த 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 போன் எடுத்துட்டானா அதுலதான் ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஃபுல் அவன் கான்சென்ட்ரேஷன் போகுது. கீழே விழுந்துற அந்த ஸ்டெப்ஸ்ல இறங்கும் போது கூட அந்த அந்த போனே தான் அவன் கண்ணுல இருக்கு, ஸ்டெப்ஸ் தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது. சோ அப்போ அத நம்ம கையில இருந்து வாங்கிட்டோம் அப்படிங்கிறப்போ அவனோட ரியாக்ஷனே வேற மாதிரி இருக்கு. அழுக மாட்டான், அடம்பிடிக்க மாட்டான், அந்த அமைதியா ரொம்ப அமைதியா யார்ட்டையும் பேசாம போயிட்டு அமைதியா உட்கார்ந்துருவான். மனசுக்குள்ளேயே அழுதுட்டே இருப்பான். அது ஒரு மாதிரி ஏங்கி அழுக ஆரம்பிப்பான். அப்பெல்லாம் வந்து எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் பயமா இருக்கும், என்ன இப்படி இருக்கான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு மாதிரி பயமா இருக்கும். சோ நான் கொடுத்துருவேன், இந்த வச்சுக்கோ அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கொடுத்துருவேன்.
Okay, I can completely understand. He is like completely towards the screens. For that we need completely different kind of approach for that, but definitely we can help him to come out of it. But I will we need some separate session to discuss about it. Okay, I will share my mail ID, so if you have time just send me the details, then we can share about it. Okay, so already I'm taking too much of time, I'm so sorry about it. We have lots to discuss about it. So okay, so till now is it fine for you to understand the lower brain and the middle brain development? So we are moving towards the upper brain development that is going to happen after 7 years to 25 years. That is like a long period. We can easily say that, right? Teenage brain is completely different, and whenever we turn 20, it is completely different. Yes. The 7 to 25 years, the brain development is completely different, and it's all depends on the how the brain feels safe between the 0 to 7 years. If we give a safe and secure environment between the 0 to 7 years, then the brain will develop in a very beautiful way after 7 years old. Okay, after 7 years old, we say that the prefrontal cortex that started to develop after 7 years old. I will share what else the prefrontal cortex is doing after 7 years old. So for that, the safe environment is more important. Okay, so how can we give the safe environment? The emotional support. Whenever the child is doing something, give them emotional support. Don't shout, don't scream at them. Instead, provide emotional support. That is more than important for the brain to develop. Okay, so these are the behavior based on the brain development. Impulse control. If the child is hitting us, if the child is shouting at us, they doesn't know that it is going to affect us. So till 3 years old, we know that they pull our hair, they just hit us, they do everything because they don't know that is going to hurt the other people. But once they turn 3 or 4 years old, they slowly started to understand. Maybe today they will understand, and again tomorrow they are going to hit us because it is still developing. Only after 7 years, they completely understand, okay, if I hit somebody, it is going to hurt the other people. Same thing with sharing. We can't expect a 4-year-old to share things right away. If your 4-year-old or 5-year-old is not sharing things, that is very, very common behavior. So don't get stressed out for that. Same thing with fighting, throwing things, and talking back. If the child, if a 5-year-old is talking back, like, you are a very bad mommy, I don't want to talk to you, don't talk to me. Everything is very, very common. Don't feel like they don't like you or it's like a behavior problem. Everything is because of the brain development. And same thing with listening also. Okay. So I want to ask one more question. So have we ever get confused, like your 1-year-old does something and your 3-year-old is not doing the same thing? Like at 1-year-old, your child would have followed you. They would have thrown the things in a trash can and they have listened to you completely. But at the same kid at 3 years old, they are not listening to you. Have you ever felt that way? And your 7-year-old is not listening to you, and 4-year-old is not listening to you. Have you ever felt that way? No. Okay, because if he ever felt that way, that is very common, because till 3 years old, as I said, their logical brain is not developing. So they understand and they do whatever we say. But after 3 years old, their logical brain started to develop and they feel, no, why I have to do whatever you are saying? I have my own opinion and I will follow the same thing. That is because of the child brain development. Okay, so if they are doing that, that is perfectly fine. Don't get stressed out for that. Next, the prefrontal cortex. After 7 years old, these things started to develop. So before 7 years old, it is little hard for the child to do everything. So if you are having a child less than 7 years old, don't expect these things to happen right away. It will happen after 7 years old. First one is organizing thoughts. If the child is taking a pen from a pen stand and if they are not keeping it back, it will happen after 7 years old. The 5-year-old cannot do it all the time. That is like organizing thoughts. So whatever the things they are taking away, they have to keep it in the same place. That is what we expect a disciplined child to do it. But till 7 years old, it is not going to happen completely. Second one is problem solving strategies. We know, right, a 5-year-old wants to open the door, but they can't do it. But they started to throw tantrums. They started to throw the keys. No, I want to do it, but I can't do it. Everything is because of the brain development. The problem solving strategies happens after 7 years old. And third one is impulse control, which I have already discussed, right? If they are hitting people, hitting a 5-year-old hitting others is very common, but we have to change the behavior. But it is not like they are not understanding, they are not doing things. No, their brain is asking them to do it, and they are doing it because of the brain development. And fourth one is foresight and consideration of the future. If we ask the 5-year-old, today they say they want to become a doctor, and next day they say, I want to become a trash collector, and next day they say they want to become an engineer. So these kind of consideration of future will happen after 7 years old in a clear way. Before that, their mind will get changed each and every other day. The next one is following the directions. For one simple example is we are coming inside the house. We have to remove our slippers. We have to go to the restroom. We have to wash our hands. We have to go to the bedroom. We have to remove the clothes, put on the clothes. Then only we have to come and play. A 5-year-old cannot follow all these things. They can't follow all the directions completely all the time. Okay, it takes time. After 7 years only, they can do it completely. If your 5-year-old is not doing everything step by step, it is perfectly fine. Just remind them one more time to do it. Okay, we can't expect the 5-year-old to do this all the time. The next one is focusing attention. This is very common complaints for us, right? Focusing attention. A 4-year-old can focus only for 7 minutes. So we can easily calculate it, right? Age of the child plus 3 minutes. That is how the child can focus. If your child is 5-year-old, they can focus only for maximum of 8 minutes, not more than that. We can't expect a 5-year-old to sit at the same place for 15 minutes. No, they can't do it. Age of the child plus 3 minutes is the maximum time for a child to focus. Okay, this is very common and maybe in the online class, we know it, but that is how the child brain is developing. That is how they can focus. So this is what the prefrontal cortex, these things will happen in a very beautiful way only if we create a safe and secure environment for the child till 7 years old. Okay, so is it okay? Can I go further, or you have any questions in this? These are like some basic expectations for a child till 7 years old. We can't expect everything for a 7-year-old to do it. After 7 years only, a child can do many of the things like whatever we have discussed right now.
Ma'am, there is a difference between the male child and female child activities, ma'am?
In the early age, there is no evidence for a girl child and boy child brain development. In the early age, there is no evidence for that.
Because I have a daughter. She is 7 years old, ma'am. She is quiet, but the younger one, no. She is very beating us, hitting us, but she was quiet, ma'am.
Okay, I understand. Like
she was young. She was
okay.
She was a kid. She is very quiet.
I understand what you are saying. Like your daughter who is 7 years old, she was very calm in her early age, but your second kid is a boy and he is hitting. It is not about a boy and a girl. It is all about their individual brain development. Okay, it is not about a boy and a girl. And I can say my own life experience. My daughter is 5-year-old. And when she was 2-year-old, she was completely different. She was very much like she hit us, she do us. But my 2-year-old boy, he is very calm. So it is not about a boy and a girl. It is all about individual brains. And there is no proper, research or something like different brain development for a boy and a girl in the early age. Okay, whatever I say, right? That's so because he is hitting because he is getting triggered with the downstairs thing. That's it. He is still developing, and just provide him an emotional support. Whenever he hits, just go and hold his hand, just hug him, maybe talk to him, just be with him for a few minutes, he'll be fine. That is very, very common behavior, and don't get stressed out, because I know it will be more stressful, but it will change. Okay, and core limiting belief. So what is about? Why we have to talk in a positive way for the child all the time? Okay, this core limiting belief starts between 3 to 7 years old. Okay, core limiting belief in the sense, okay, I am this much, I can do only this much. This is called core limiting belief. So if we start to say a boy or a girl, like, you are very bad, you are a lazy, you are very adamant, you are like this, and you are very terrible, then what will happen? The child started to think like, okay, I am terrible, I can do only this much, I don't want to go beyond this. That is like a core limiting belief, and they just stop their brain development right at the moment. So after 7 years, they feel like, no, I'm a bad boy. If I do this, my mom will say I'm a bad. I am very lazy. I am very adamant. That is like a core limiting belief. So we have to talk in a very positive way for the child. If the child cannot do something, we have to just help them. Like, I can understand that you can't do it right now, but you can do it. You can do it. You are confident. You are hopeful. If we started to do in a very positive way, the brain started to feel like, okay, this place is very safe and I am very positive. This is called positive limiting belief. Okay, always we have to talk in a very positive way to the child. If we, as I said, if you are like, you are not enough to do that, you are very undeserved for doing it, then the brain will feel like, okay, I'm not ready to do this. My mom said I'm a very bad, I'm very lazy, I don't want to go beyond this. The brain stops right at the moment. That's why we have to do, positive parenting. That is what the positive guidance is more important. So these things will happen to the child between 3 to 7 years old. If we started to say them, you are a bad boy, you are a bad girl, then they started to limit themselves. Yes, I'm a bad boy, I don't want to do this. So these things are very important. Why we have to talk in a very positive way, because that is a core limiting belief which is going to happen in their brain. Okay, that is why the tagging of the child is not more important. Please, if you are having any tagging, if you feel like if you want to give any tagging, please avoid tagging the child like bad, lazy, adamant, shy, anything, any negative. We can easily understand like which is a negative tagging, which is positive tagging. Positive tagging is like, you are very hopeful, you can do it, you are very confident. These things are very positive tagging, and if we talk in the same way, the brain started to feel safe, and it will travel in the same way of development. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Kalimuthu, you have any question? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my child, we are not telling him he's bad or adamant or something like that. Whereas his friends, his friends in his age group, those guys say, you are bad, you are, adamant, something like that. He come and tell us actually.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So I don't know, how to console this guy and, to have a good, this thing. We just telling to ignore something like that. But I don't know how to tackle that situation.
Definitely. That's a definitely great question, because kids are not only going to around us all the time. Definitely. So one good thing is that he is coming back to you, and he wants your support for that. And definitely you are giving him that support. So you can acknowledge his feeling. Like, yes, I can understand your friends say that way. So do you really feel like you are a bad boy? Just ask him that question. Just ask him for in which experience their friends started to tell him like a bad boy. So from that experience, you just started to ask him more questions. So for example, whether he said any example so that I can easily explain it to you. Maybe give me any one or two examples. You're on mute, please. You are on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, when he play with his friend, when he did something wrong or not interest to his friend, then immediately he'll brand him as you are a bad boy, bad guy, something like that. So they repeat it many times.
Okay.
So immediately
Yeah,
he gets upset and come and complain to us. He's telling like me like this, bad boy, bad something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he says that, just ask him, do you really feel like you are a bad? So whatever you did, it's because of your own opinion you did it. So if they are saying you bad, you are not a bad because of that. Just ask him to understand his own emotions. Just ask him to understand his own emotions. Whether do you really feel you did a bad thing because of this? So asking him more questions will help him to understand his own emotions. So if the child started to understand their own emotions, then they definitely started to work on it. Then maybe after some 2 or 3 experience, they feel like, if you're saying me bad boy, I'm fine with it. I'm not a bad boy as per myself. He may start to ignore it. Just help him to just work on his own emotions. That definitely help him.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and this is like one important secret to understand the child. So whatever I say is, I think I said a lot of things about brain development and everything. So leave everything aside. Just keep these things in your mind. Put yourself in their shoes all the time. Yeah, Ms. Danya, you want to have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my child actually, the thing is, she's not ready to share anything. Like, எப்படின்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அவளே ரொம்ப ட்ரை பண்ணுவா. Like for example, கையில வந்துட்டு knife cut ஆயிடுச்சு. So she lost so much blood. But for around 5 to 10 minutes, she did not say anyone. We all were around her. She started going and washing her hands. And then after that, she could not control by herself. Then only she comes and shares with us. So I've told her many times that you should immediately share, but she's not ready to do that. Is that I'm not able to understand the reason, ma'am.
Okay. So what's her age actually?
7 years.
7 years. Okay. So நான் தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். இப்போ அவ வந்து சொல்லல அப்படிங்கறது நீங்க சொல்றீங்க, எனக்கு புரியுது. பட் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி அவ அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லி உங்களோட ரியாக்ஷன்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்திருக்கு? இதுக்கு முன்னாடி அவ இதுன்னே இல்ல, இந்த விஷயம்னே இல்ல, பொதுவாவே இப்ப அவ உங்கள்ட்ட ஏதோ ஒரு விஷயம் ஷேர் பண்ண வரா அப்படின்னாக்க உங்க ரியாக்ஷன்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்திருக்கு?
Actually, we'll listen to it, ma'am.
Okay. ஓகே, மேபி இதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு 2 ரீசன் இருக்கலாம். என்ன அப்படின்னாக்கா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து உங்கள்ட்ட வந்து சொன்னாக்க மேபி நீங்க திட்டுவீங்க, மேபி உங்ககிட்ட இருந்து ஏதாவது ஒரு நெகட்டிவான ஏதாவது எஃபெக்ட் வந்துருமோ அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பயம் முதல்ல இருக்கலாம். செகண்ட் என்ன அப்படின்னாக்க, ஓகே நம்மளே இதை சால்வ் பண்ணிக்கலாம், நம்மளே இந்த விஷயத்த சால்வ் பண்ணிக்கலாம் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி குழந்தைங்க யோசிப்பாங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட். ஓகே, என்ன அவங்களுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து அடிபட்டு இருக்கு அப்படிங்கறதே டக்குன்னு ஃபீல் ஆகாது. ஓகே, லெட் இட் பி. ஏன்னா வந்து அவங்க ஏதோ ஒரு ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, ஏதோ ஒரு விளையாடுறாங்களோ, ஏதோ சம்திங், ஏதோ முக்கியமான வேலை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கும்போது they doesn't feel like that has happened to them first. ஓகே, அது அப்படியே இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி அவங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நினைச்சுப்பாங்க. அதனால மேபி அதே சால்வ் ஆயிடுங்கிற மாதிரி யோசிச்சிருந்திருக்கலாம். ஓகே, இன்னொன்னு என்ன அப்படின்னா, மேபி உங்கள்ட்ட வந்து சொன்னாக்க நீங்க திரும்ப அதை விளையாட விட மாட்டீங்களோ அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரியான ஒரு ஐடியாஸ் இருந்திருக்கலாம். ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் வெரி காமன் இன் அ சைல்ட். பட் if you are talking to her in a very positive way, like we have that she can come and talk to you, definitely she will started to say that. Only these are the basic reasons for that. You don't have to think too much about it. Maybe these are the very common things. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
So keep yourself in their shoes. So for this, I'll say one simple example: listening. Okay, we normally we say that, right? Whenever I'm calling my child and he's not listening to me, whenever I'm like shouting at my child, he's not listening to me. Okay, for example, the child is doing something, maybe he is watching TV or he is playing with somebody, and you are starting to call him from the kitchen. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, then after that we lost our control and we started to shout, and even after that they are not listening to them. First one is, if a child started to do some work, they completely involve in themselves in that work. They can't hear anything at all. Okay, so put yourself in that time. So you are watching something, you are watching some movie or something in your mobile, and somebody is calling you from somewhere. we really don't want to listen to them, right? But as an adult, we feel like we don't want to listen. But as a child, they can't listen. They can't listen as per their brain development. So if you want your child to listen, just go to them, be on their eye level, just touch them. Just touch them and tell them, okay, Amma has prepared dinner and we have to eat it now. Then they will come to their sense and they will come with you. If we started to shout all the time, then they can't listen to. It's not about that they are not disciplined. It means they are not disciplined towards you. They are not respecting yourself. That is not like that. They can't listen to you. It is not like kids won't listen. It's not about kids can't listen. அவங்கள லிசன் பண்ண முடியாது, அவ்வளவுதான். ஏன்னா if they are doing something, they completely involve themselves in that work. Okay, that is the main thing. So put yourself in their shoes. Whatever the kid is doing, just put yourself there. Sharing, even the sharing also. You are very much happy with your mobile, but someone comes and just they are like, oh, I want this mobile. Means how do we feel? We feel like no, this is mine. Why you are taking it from me? Same thing with the child. They can't share it. The sharing happens after 7 years old because sharing is a life skill. We can't expect a 3-year or 4-year-old to share things right at the moment. Even a 7-year means it's not about the 7th birthday is like a benchmark. After 7th birthday, they will do everything. It's like a 7 to 25 years. It may happen at 10 years also. It may happen at 12 years also. But with positive guidance, we can make it happen in a very healthy way. Okay. Next, respect them as a little humans. That is what everybody says in the starting itself, right? We have to respect them as a little humans. Yes, they have all the feelings. They have emotions. They have their own choices. They have everything. Just respect them. Third one, don't connect all actions with behavioral issue. If they are shouting, it's not about they are not respecting you. They are shouting because they got triggered with the downstairs brain. Just help them to connect their whole brain. That's it. Okay, don't connect everything with a behavior problem. These things are very, 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 very basic things to understand a child. Okay, if we started to be in their shoes, definitely we can easily understand the child and we can easily connect with the child. Okay, next one is mindset. That is what I said, right? It is like a mindset. Just go inside their mind and started to think like a child. That is like a beautiful feeling, definitely. Just leave your adulthood and go inside the child brain. What will happen if they feel this brain is very safe, then the brain started to develop. If the brain is started to feel like this place is not safe, then the development will completely freeze. This is called mindset. Just go inside their mind and think like them. This is a very, very, very basic for a child brain development. Okay. Next one. There are 3 different kinds of parenting. Whatever how we are approaching, there are 3 different kinds of parenting, and we can easily understand with the PDF itself. The first one is power over parenting. This is like, I am a parent and you are the child. You have to learn, you have to understand, and you have to listen to me all the time. That is like a authoritarian. That is like a power over parenting. So if we do that, what will happen? The brain will react in 3 different ways. First one is flight mode. Second one is fight mode. Third one is freeze mode. Okay. If we started to shout or if we started to force our own ideas into themselves, the brain started to feel in 3 different ways. Okay. Fight mode. Fight mode in the sense, if we are shouting at the child, the child started to fight us. They started to shout with us. At that time, the brain is not going to develop at all. It is going to just fight with us. That's it. Second one is flight mode. Flight mode in the sense, if we started to talk, the child will started to run away from that place. So even at that time, the brain is not going to develop at all. It just find a safe and secure place for that. It just run away from that place. Third one is freeze moment. Freeze moment in the sense, the child will feel like, no, don't do that. The child may feel like, no, don't touch me. Don't come to me. I'm very scared. This is like a freeze moment. At that time, the brain just freezes like that. There is no development at all. Okay, this is called power over parenting. Second one is power under parenting. This is like we are not, it's like most our Indian parents won't do that, but this is like a power under parenting. Whatever you are doing, you do whatever you want. I'm not going to listen to you. That is like a power under parenting, not listening to the child at all. At that time, what will happen? The child will feel left out. No one is there for me. No one is there for me to share my emotions. Even at that time, the brain is not going to develop. It is just like a left out. Third one is power with parenting. I'm a parent and you are the child. Along, we both can grow together. Safe and secure environment for the child. Just sit and talk with the child. Just sit and ask their emotions. Just sit and talk about your own emotions. That is definitely going to help the child to develop their brain in a very beautiful way. Okay, we can't be very power over parenting all that. It's not about we can be in only one stand. We'll just go between 1, 2, 3, but try to be in the third most of the times. That is called power with parenting. Then we can help the child to develop their brain in a very beautiful way. Okay, next one. How can I help the child to have a whole brain integration? This is like a very simple things. It's not about, I'm not going to share some puzzle activity or something. This is like in our routine life. How can I help my child to have the whole brain development? Allow them to talk. Let them talk. Allow them to talk. Okay, don't interrupt. Whenever if they want to talk, let them talk. Second one is ask them more questions. As Mr. Kalimuthu said, like if the child comes and says something like they are telling me bad boy, just ask them questions. Why it has happened? How are you feeling right now? Just ask them more emotional questions. That help them to integrate their brain and that help them to understand their own emotions. Yes, I understand that you are feeling very bad, as he said, like you are a bad boy, but how can we help? How can we grow from this? How can we come out of this place? Do you really feel like you did something wrong? Do you want to share about it? So in this way, they start to talk more of their emotions to us. Okay. And third one is allow them to think and come up with answers. Whatever questions they ask, we can definitely reply them back, but just ask them the same questions. What is your opinion on this? What is your opinion? What is your choice on this? Just ask them to think and come up with the answers. Fourth one is storytelling from visuals. Normally in schools they do. Kids will draw something and they started to come up with some own with their own stories. That is very much important for their brain development. Next one is don't shame them at any cost. Don't shame them. You are not capable. You can't do it. No, don't shame them. Whatever they do, just acknowledge them and take it in a positive way. And next one is convey them what to do instead of what not to do. Okay, tell them what they have to do. They definitely say, no, I don't want to do it, but just tell them what they have to do. So for example, if the child is going to cross the road, just tell them you have to cross the road in a correct way. Just look right and left and go there. Okay, don't tell them like, if you go fast, someone will come and hit you. That is like, we are telling them in a negative way. So instead of doing that, just tell them what they have to do it. They may follow it and sometimes they deny it, but better be in a positive way most of the time. Okay, these are like very simple things which we can do in our regular life for the child brain development. Next one is root to broom process. We are almost done. We are almost end of the workshop. It's like root to broom process. So what it is? So you are visiting a garden. So normally what we'll see, we always see the flower. We always see the flower. We won't see the stem. We won't see the root and everything, right? Same with the child behavior also, right? Whenever the child is hitting us, whenever the child doesn't want to wear the dress, we always look only that behavior. No, my child doesn't want to sleep at all. My child is not at all eating. My child won't wear the dress. That is like looking only the flower. Okay, instead of only looking at that, just started to look at the stem, root, and everything. Why my child is not doing that? Why my child is not eating food right at the moment? Why? Mainly because of the brain development. So for example, this example is a best one. Like the child hits you while putting them the night dress. Okay, so normally what you will see, okay, every night, this is the only problem with me. He doesn't want to wear the dress. That is what we see as a flower. But the root cause may be something different. Maybe he feel like, oh my God, my mom came here and I want to play right now. Please allow me to play. Don't put me the night dress. I don't want to sleep. That is like some inner feeling inside them. That is like inner thoughts. Okay, these are like some basic things. We always have to look beyond the flower, not only the behavior, just start to look beyond the behavior. Okay, this is not only for this behavior, for everything. The child is not studying, don't just look only the child is not studying, just look into the stem, just look into the root. Why my child is not studying? Whether this way of studying is not enough for him to understand, maybe we can try different things for him to make him understand. It's not only for that, for eating food, I mean watching TV, put him for a bed and everything. Okay, next one. This is the last slide. This is 5 important things for child brain development. Okay, we can have this hand as a child brain, as I said, downstairs, upstairs, like a unconditional love. That definitely we are going to give it to them. Okay, unconditional love. Whatever the child is doing, definitely our love is not going to degrade at any time. Next one is emotional support. Whenever the child needs us, be there for them emotionally. Whenever the child is crying, be there for them. Whenever the child is hitting, be there for them. Whatever the child goes through, just be there for them emotionally. Third one is safety and security. It's not about a house or something. Safety and security for the brain. Without shouting, without scolding, without screaming, just be there for them in a calm moment. Fourth one is respect them as a little human. They are different humans. They have different feelings and they have different emotions. Just respect that. Fifth one, mindset. Okay, just be as a child, just look into them and what they are going through, just look into their brain and just think as a child. Okay, these 5 things are more important for the child brain development. Okay, sometimes we'll have the gap and that is perfectly fine, because as a parent, we are also human beings. We can't we can't be with the child all the time, but try to be like this at least 90% of the time. Okay, these are very basic tools for child brain development. We are almost end of the workshop today. Like summary, we have to look why my child is doing that. Everything is because of the brain development. I can't expect this from a 3-year-old. I can't expect some sharing from a 4-year-old. I have to give them some space. Okay, then amygdala. Amygdala is like the downstairs brain, I said, right? Downstairs brain, that is like amygdala, that is where the emotions, everything starts. Okay, if we help the child to integrate their whole brain, then they start to think with the whole brain. Otherwise, what will happen? They just stay like this and the emotions will stay here without any logical thinking. And next one is key steps in the brain development. The safe and secure for the brain development. We have to provide a safe and secure place with positive guidance. Okay. Next one is the stages of brain development. We saw 0 to 3 years is like a physical development, and we have to be with the child for each and everything. They always think with the downstairs brain. And 3 to 7 years, that is the most important stage in any child. Okay. They go with many emotions, many feelings. Just be with them. That core limiting belief. Be positive towards the child most of the time. At least 90% of the time. And mindset. An important secret is that just be in their shoes. Just be in their shoes all the time. If they are doing something, put yourself there. Put yourself in the situation. Then definitely we can understand the child. Brain reaction, we saw that, right? Flight mode, fight mode, freeze mode, and left out. Okay, power over parenting, power under parenting, and power with parenting. Then supporting the child with the regular process, like allow them to talk and everything. Then root to bloom process. Don't always look only into the flower, always look into the stem, root, and everything. So root to bloom process. We have to pour water in the root, right? Root has to be healthy, then the stem will be healthy, then the flower will bloom like anything. That is the child brains. Okay. Yeah, we are almost done with our workshop. These are my other workshops, like I do other workshops as well, like emotional calmness for the parent. If the child, we like first I said, right, if we understand our own emotions, then definitely we can understand our child. Because parenting start within ourselves. We have to be very calm. We have to understand ourselves. Then we can definitely understand our child. Okay, and yeah, these are my contacts. So if you want to be in contact, you can definitely contact me at any time. And if you have any questions, I am ready to answer right now. So if you have any questions, definitely ask me. And if you have any doubts in whatever we have shared, whatever we have discussed, please ask me. And I hope we have time. Yeah.
Thank you, Indu. I'm Karthika here. I don't have any doubts. Thanks for the lovely info. I try to utilize most of your tips. We have to be a children in bringing up the kids, and we have to grow young with them. So that is what I understood from your talk.
Exactly, because we are also a new parent, right? Parenting is new to us.
Yes.
Parenting is new to us, and for the child also it is new. So it is better to grow together, definitely. Instead of blaming the child, if we start to understand our own emotions, definitely we can have a happy parenting and a very positive parenting life.
Yes, thank you, Indu.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you so much.
Any more questions? Anybody?
No,
yes, ma'am. Actually, yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead, Kalimuthu, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, this is a very interesting session, and similar sessions we should have, so that whatever we forget, we'll catch up with, or it may be a reminder for us. It's really an interesting session. And if the recording is shared with us, maybe we can share with our spouse and my wife or who has missed this. Because both parents should be there in this kind of meeting, because if one is doing the mistake, the other one can correct. So here in this meeting, I think we are all, either male or female is present. So it's a good session. Thank you very much for Ms. Indumati for
thank you so much.
Valuable feedback on how to parent the child, and all the best. Maybe the school can share the recording with us, so that link or something we can go again and again and refresh ourselves if we make some mistakes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. And I will share one or two documents also with Ms. Anu, so she can share it further. I mean, I have a brain development, what is going to happen every stage by stage. I have a brain development PDF with me. I can't share it right now because there is lots of information in this. I will share the document with her, so you can get it from her.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
So if you have anybody is having anything, definitely.
You had something.
No, I just wanted to say thank you, Indumati, for such an informative session. Really appreciate your inputs. I also will keep in touch because I'm looking forward to understanding parents' emotions first. So I think you
definitely.
Said, so maybe if you have something on those lines, any workshop that you're planning to have in the future, I'd be interested.
Yeah, definitely. You can make a note of my mail ID. You can please send me a mail. Definitely, I'm doing that workshops like emotional calmness. I'm doing the workshop. Like it's like a 1-day workshop plus 7 days practice session. So it's like completely people will be with me for 10 whole days. So we can work on our trigger points and how can we be very calm, how can we understand our own emotions to calm down ourselves. So I will share many tips for that as well. So if you have, if you want to attend, please send me a mail ID so we can be in touch.
Yes, will do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yeah, what is your email ID actually? I did not.
On the screen, the last.
I forgot to note down actually.
It's on the
screen. It's presenting, sir.
Okay. In the
last one, indumati.l@gmail.com.
So maybe I.
Okay, it is indumati.l.
Okay, Indumati.
INDUMATHI.L at gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any other questions before we wind up?
Any questions? Yeah.
That's it. Okay, great. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Ms. Indumati, for joining us and
thank you.
Giving us so much of information. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone once again for spending your time and being with us. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending, and I'm so happy to see many parents here. Thank you so much, Ms. Anu, and thank you so much for the school to conducting this. That's definitely a appreciating thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. See you all. If you have any questions, definitely send me a mail. I'm so happy to share.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I'm just going through the chat session for the feedback. That's it.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, somebody's saying bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So much, Ms. Indumati. Thank you so much for your time and so quite informative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you also after the chats.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, Nalina, ma'am. Thank you. The main home room kitchen.
Thanks, Ms. Anu. I'm really happy about it. And if you get a time, just send me a feedback, whatever you felt about the session. So, yeah.
Definitely. I'll share the feedback. Thank you, Ms. Anu.
Yeah, thanks for arranging it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. If you could send the details, we would look into processing the payment.
Sure. I'll send it now. Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you.
send it. Yeah.